Good morning, it's me again, and I got a few more varieties of tomatoes I want to share with you that I'm growing, and I've successfully germinated, and they're doing actually real good. Had a few people want to see the progress of these seeds, so I'm making a little short video today about that. It's learned a few things with trying to grow these, my planting medium. The things growing these seeds is that my seed starting mix, I kind of handmade it from a YouTube video I watched, and apparently for these seeds anyway, or maybe the way I mixed it, it was too dense, stayed wet too long, it didn't drain real well. That's something I think this stuff needs to drain. You don't want it sitting in water because the roots, they need air and all that good stuff. And anyways, I have a few more seeds, pictures of the tomatoes I'm growing. I'm going to show you here, and let me show you that, and I'll show you how big the seedlings have gotten. And it's about 4 weeks now, maybe 5, from me putting the seeds in the tray. You know, that's not counting, that is counting the germination period when I put the seed in the dirt to the size they are now. I don't know how big they should be. I haven't grown tomatoes, so this is a good learning experience for me. Some of them are doing real good, some of them didn't do so good, but I'll show you the difference in the seed starting mix. I used a commercial brand Jiffy Organic, because that's what they had in Walmart, and the other one I mixed up was peat moss and perlite, 1:5 I believe it was, which not good. I mean, I grew some in it, they did okay, but the ones grown in the other kind, I mean, it's huge improvement. So let's check out these new seeds, well, not the newer seeds I got, and I'll show you their progress so far. Okay, basically I'm just going to show you my seed packs. Let's see if I can get these. Look totally cool. They look like, my daughter called them Mardi Gras tomatoes. I may have already showed these, I don't know. But anyways, got Brad's Atomic Grape. I grew a bunch of these, just plain old red Brandywines, I think they are. Yeah, they just said Brandywine, there's no certain color. But these get really big, these are nice. I tried my hand at some Aunt Molly's ground cherries. They did real good so far. They're still real little, but they all germinated. I might grow some more to give to some people if they want to try them out, but they're cool. These Cape gooseberries, I got a lot of them to germinate. Can't wait to see what they do, but I hope to grow those, see what they taste like. Never heard of them or seen them. I got a few of these seeds left, but I planted probably a good 2 dozen of those. Tamarillos, this is a tomato tree, some people call it. That's another name for it, but this is a dwarf version of it. Anyway, these make a small tree, and they're supposed to be good. But anyways, I'm anxious to see how these do. I had a few of them germinate. I had a bunch of these germinate. I don't know what they're gonna taste like. I just thought they looked cool. They're striped, a green tomato. I read that they are bred to let you know when they're ready, because people have problems trying to figure out when a green tomato is ready. These get a little red stripe in them on the inside and the outside when they're ripe. So we're gonna try them out. I had a bunch of these germinate, and these are supposed to make a huge bundle of these little yellow cherry tomatoes, and they're supposed to be really good. I got a bunch of those to germinate. So that's all the new seeds, newer seeds, and now I will show you my seedling. Okay, these right here are the Cape gooseberries. These were planted the 16th of January, looks like. These were the 16th of February. I think this should be February 16th. This is Aunt Molly's ground cherries. They're doing real nice. I need to get them out of the sun because I started them inside. I don't want them to burn up. kind of hardening them off slowly so as to I don't kill them. And these tiny little things are my tamarillo trees, but they've germinated. They're growing real slow compared to these others. These were planted the same day. Their germination rates are different, but still I thought they'd be further along by now. But looks like all of them have came up. I don't see one here or here, but two came up here, and I'll separate those later as they get bigger. But that's the tomato tree. And now over to my tomato plant. All right, here's all my tomato plants. I just potted them up, upsized the pots in the past 4 or 5 days. Some of them I just did this morning. Some of them look pitiful, some of them look great. But I'll show you what I got here. Here's a bunch of the Dr. Witchy. They didn't do very well in the little seed starting mix I used, so I potted them up in some regular old potting soil. We'll see how they do. They survived the transplant, and I think they're gonna do all right. These brandywines, this plain old brandywine, stuck them in a huge cup. They did good, but I planted 3 in each one. Not sure if they would make or not, and they did. I guess the cat's been, I use fish fertilizer in these things, and the cats get in here and drink it and lick it. They love it. But anyways, that's my brandywines. They did real good. Now I just transplanted my shadow. Transplanted these this morning, some more Dr. Witchy yellows into this because they weren't growing real good. And here's some more of those same brandywines. See if I can get out of the sun. Making a shadow. That's the same brandywines. I separated them into their individual cups, and they're doing real well. This here is the large barred boar, those big red and green striped ones. They're doing real good. I can't remember when I transplanted them, probably 2 or 3 days ago, so they're still kind of getting used to their little new homes. And here's some of the better looking Dr. Witchy yellows. I think they're gonna make it. They'll do real well. They're kind of getting, since I've transplanted them, they've grown a lot. All these new little leaves here, because they were like stunted in that starting mix I had them in, because it was staying too wet and their roots weren't doing their thing. Here, this back row is my Black Beauties. It looks like they're doing better than anything. Yeah, all of them. And this True Black Brandywine, these are doing pretty good. They've made the transplant, really well. And this little tray, I gotta separate these out. This is the rainbow blend that I don't know which is which. There's purple Cherokees, 4 or 5 different color brandywines, green zebras, great whites. There's some Kellogg breakfast tomatoes in there. I don't know which, if any, I got or how many I got of each, so that's just gonna be a, experimental. Those are my nasturtiums. I need to get them in the ground bad or get them transplanted. Here's some more True Black Brandywines that I just transplanted this morning. They seem to be doing okay. All these are Brandywines. And every single one of these I've already potted. These are more of those large barred boars, the green striped ones. So I got a lot of them doing real well. And I'm only gonna plant, I don't know, 3 or 4 of each of these in the garden in case one dies. I'm so scared about one dying and not having something to replace it. Now these here, I started these all in a commercial grade, not commercial grade, but a store-bought seed starting mix. And they're still in it. And to me, they look so much better than these other ones I started in the little peat moss mix I made. I'll never do that again. But here is the Lucky Tigers. They're a little bit, I guess they'd be considered leggy, but I don't know, just being bigger. I think they're healthier. I can just plant them deeper when they get planted. All 3 of these are Lucky Tigers. They're kind of wispy looking. I Maybe that's how they're supposed to look, I don't know. But because they've been out in the sun, you'd think they would get more leaves on them, but I don't know. If you know, put in the comments, hey, this is how they look. They just grow like that, or let me know what I'm doing wrong. See, you got, these are Brad's Atomic Grape. They're kind of the same. They're, I don't know, scraggly looking, but heck, they look healthy. Let's see what else. What's this down here? This is, what are you? Where's your name tag? Oh, this is Berry's Crazy Cherry. All of these, yeah, Berry's Crazy Cherry, Berry Crazy Cherry. I got the little thing turned around. This is more Atomic Grapes. So I have loads of them, and they're all doing great. But it is sunny today. It feels like it's about 80 degrees. I don't know how hot it is out here. But that's all my seedlings, and they're all doing good. I think we're right at, let's see, the 16th will be 4 weeks. I think every one of these were planted. I don't know exactly when. Anywhere from the beginning of February to the middle of February. From the first, I have some on the 1st, have some on the 16th. But everything's doing pretty good. Here's a couple other things growing around the garden. I transplanted these canna lilies. I got a little video I made of that. They've all come up real nice. I need to trim off some of the old leaves where I trimmed them off when I first planted them. That thing's awesome. That survived over the winter. I don't know how, but it did. And this is that flower bed. It's been dug around in by the cats. It doesn't look as nice and clean as it started, but here's the Gara plant. It's doing amazing. Here's my little Evolvulus. Let's see what else we got here. There's another flower bed that really seriously needs weeding, but I just wanted to show you all these amaryllis blooming. Very pretty. And here's a rose I got at an antique rose show. And it's beautiful. And it's covered in roses this year. I put some fertilizer on a little while back. Makes a huge difference. Jeremy's asleep over there. My cat. There's these amaryllis. Bright red. Some more daffodils are coming up. Looking good. And here's my baby chicks. We got them out of the pen today. Let them eating grass and digging some dirt. Hey girls. Say hello. What's that? All right. More daffodils. And thanks for checking this out today, and we'll see you in the next video. Just a few more little flowers growing around the yard. Here's a really big rose I have. I don't know what it is. I know I got it from a antique rose show, not the antique road show. And here's something everybody always is interested in, these Abutilons. These are getting dried out. These are old. I need to water this, but they look like little Chinese lanterns. But Chinese lantern is a totally different thing here. It's got a lot of flowers on it. It's up in here. This thing actually, you see the flowers all up in there. It's pretty big. It's grown like, I'd say a good 12 foot tall. But there's flowers all up in here for it. And even way down there on the ground. And this is my Tibuchina. I don't know if you can see these fuzzy leaves. It has a really pretty purple flower later on in the fall. This is a yesterday, today, and tomorrow bush slash tree. The flowers start off dark purple like this, and then the next day they're like light colored, and then the third day they'll be white. then they'll fall off, but it's real pretty. And this is kind of a not, I didn't trim it very good when, this isn't it, by the way. This is my Brazilian plume. This is it here. But it wouldn't prune right when it was little, so it's kind of a goofy shape. Here's another one. It's pruned nice, but it hasn't grown out yet. Ooh, look, see that little lizard right there? Ooh, yeah. Here's my fire spikes. A few of them still blooming. They've bloomed all the way since last year. See one way up in there real good. I got pink and purple ones. Purple ones are supposed to be rare, and it seems like that's what I mostly got now, because I did cuttings and grew them. And here's another one. This is kind of my little test area. My line fountain. And if you look back in there, I made that gargoyle out of some concrete. And here's some petunia cuttings I've started. They're doing good. I need to pot them into something. And there's another Brazilian plume I did a cutting from. And there's some falling star or Fuji waterfall hydrangeas I did cuttings on. They're doing good. And these are little Gara transplants. And this here is my camellia. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got this curly stem on it. That's the reason I bought it. It's got a pretty flower, but the curly stem is why I bought it. Here's my crown of thorns, and this is called a ruby crown of thorns, I think. It's a different kind, but it's the same plant. It's just little tinier leaves. And that is about it. Everything else is slowly coming. Oh, let me show you this. This is my native azalea. Doesn't bloom very long. Man, it's pretty. It's awesome. This is called a Varieties. That's the variety. This thing smells so good. It smells like honeysuckle. It's real sweet. Tried to get it on the east side of my house here so it'll be in the shade, and apparently it's doing real well over here. Here's another. This is a variegated azalea. See, the leaves are lined in these little lighter green, and it's about to bloom. It blooms a bright red little tiny azalea. I don't know its exact name, I just know it's called variegated. And this is a bright orange native azalea. And then over here some, let's see, what are those? There's hydrangeas trying to root. This is a Mexican petunia. I got it to root. I need to transplant it. There's some more hydrangea. There's some azaleas I did not do very good with, apparently. This is silverberry. That's that Eleagnus over there. And here's some passion fruit vine. Got weeds growing in it. Need to do something with that. But everybody's wanting those, so I've been trying to root some, and apparently I got some rooted this year, because this one's growing, that one's growing. I got 4 of them, 3 or 4 over there on the other side of the house. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. I have one more plant I wanted to show you. This banana magnolia. I don't know if you ever heard of them or smelled them, but they smell so awesome. They smell just like banana Laffy Taffy. They got little tiny flowers, like, let's find a good one like this all over them. This thing is loaded with them this season, and they just fill the whole yard with that smell. It's a bit sweet. Some people don't like it, but I mean, I love it. This is the time of year this smells in the yard, and earlier, a few months ago, like in the fall, you got the sweet olive trees, and I just like having scented things in the yard, so this smells cool throughout every season. I got something that's got a funky, nice smell to it. Not funky, but nice. but it's got some growing to do. It's pretty new. It's grown a lot since I got it. I'm not sure just how big it gets. And there's my garden. I just got it tilled up 3 or 4 days ago, and getting ready to put everything out in there here shortly, because I think all the cold weather's gone. You'd think about today it being 80 degrees. It's hot, but I don't know. We'll see. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.